Your morning in 8 minutes at 6:50. Take a look at these photos we got from the Knoxville Fire Department this morning on the scene of a massive fire in South Knoxville. KFD says there's a large storage building. It has been put out. You could see the flames coming right over James White Parkway from downtown. KFD says they had propane and oxygen tanks stored inside the building, and that was hazardous for the firefighters at the start.
The building now is a total loss, but luckily no one was inside and no one is hurt. We've reached out to see how this fire started in the first place. We're going to bring you those answers to those questions as we learn more. Well, former President Donald Trump is now the first former president convicted of a crime after a New York jury found him guilty on all the charges in his so-called hush money trial. Former President Trump vowing to appeal this after he was convicted on all 34 counts of falsifying business records to hide reimbursements to former fixer Michael Cohen, who paid adult film star Stormy Daniels $130,000 in the run-up to the 2016 election. That money allegedly to keep quiet about a sexual encounter with Trump. It took the 12 jurors 11 hours to reach the verdict. Each of the 34 charges against Trump is punishable by up to 4 years in prison. The judge could also give him probation or fines instead. Sentencing set for July 11th. Trump expected to hold a press conference at Trump Tower later on this morning. Meanwhile, retired federal judge Bruce Guyton will now serve as KPD's deputy chief of professional standards full-time. Chief Paul Noel created the position to have the head of a department that oversees KPD's policies and practices. Guyton was assigned to the job temporarily in July of last year. Before working with the department, he was a U.S. magistrate judge in the Eastern District of Tennessee for 20 years. Well, the NCAA is settling a major lawsuit, dropping the current transfer rule for student athletes, and now athletes will be immediately eligible to play no matter how many times they transfer. That agreement announced by the DOJ in several states, including Tennessee. Currently, student athletes who transferred more than once are required to sit on the sidelines for an entire season before they're allowed to play at their new school. The NCAA will also issue an additional year of eligibility to certain athletes who were previously deemed ineligible due to the current rule. A judge still needs to sign off on the agreement. And a chemical explosion at a plant in downtown Chattanooga yesterday, leaving a worker with extensive burns. Officials say other employees there helped get the worker out. Crews were able to put out the flames. A few others suffered minor injuries. No word yet on what caused the explosion. And a cyber criminal group known as Shiny Hunters claims it's stolen the personal data of 560 million Ticketmaster customers and is threatening to sell it for $500,000. Though it remains to be seen if this threat is real. Ticketmaster has not confirmed the breach. Experts warn this could put all Ticketmaster customers at risk for other scammers. The Meads Quarry at IAMS Nature Center will stay closed longer than expected. IAMS gave us this update after a major rock wall collapsed Saturday into the lake. Originally, the Nature Center wanted to have it open this weekend. They say they plan to install more safety features after talking with an expert. They talked to a geologist. They say the area will always be unstable. IAMS is installing new buoys, expanding the no-go area before they reopen. That's planned now for next week. Well, WVLT is proud to be your official station of the Vols. Tonight, the UT baseball team has their sights set on the Knoxville Regional. Tennessee hosting Southern Miss, Indiana, and Northern Kentucky. The Vols enter the NCAA tournament as the #1 seed in the land. They'll take on the Northern Kentucky Norse today. The winner of the Knoxville Regional moves on to the Supers to face the winner of the East Carolina Regional. Tickets are sold out tonight, but you still have secondary options like Ticketmaster. Limited number of standing room only tickets will be sold 90 minutes prior to the start of the game. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. And here's a look at the Knoxville Regional bracket. Tennessee opens play against the Northern Kentucky Norse on first pitch. It's tonight at 7 o'clock. Southern Miss and Indiana will get things started in the 2-3 game. You can see Southern Miss versus Indiana for about $15. That's earlier in the day for the first game of the regional. And it is 6:54. We want to get a check of your first alert traffic with Kristen Allen.
Good morning. Looking pretty good out there as you are getting out the door. I-40 at Walker Springs, seeing some of that traffic flow moving through West Knoxville, but not seeing any slowdowns to tell you about just yet. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that for you as we get into that morning rush. But for now, I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive, moving through downtown Knoxville. Not seeing any slowdowns to tell you about there as well. So get a look at those drive times. You can see we are all up to speed and on time as you're getting out the door on this Friday morning. 40 east, Pellissippi to downtown, taking you 11 minutes. Alcoa Highway north from Lamar Alexander to I-40, taking you 18 minutes. And 75 south from the Norris Freeway to 640, taking you 18 minutes as well this morning.
5 minutes to 7 now as we start this Friday off here with some beautiful views. Blue sky coming in from the west as a few high clouds, so this view's looking east, and that's where we can enjoy really what is just some very subtle changes today. Low humidity now, you just ticked up to 50 in Crossville. It's back up a few degrees now in Knoxville at 59, 52 in Sevierville to 51 in Tazewell, and 48 La Follette to Middlesboro. Again, close in is where you can feel some of those differences. It's actually 54 downtown Knoxville, 52 in Clinton, 50 right now in Gatlinburg, and 52 Washburn. Walking out the door to these beautiful conditions here. There's some extra clouds again creeping up from the west, so this is where we're going to continue to see and feel some changes with some clouds for now, but no rain chances yet. So clouds to then humidity, and then that adds up to some rain and storms, which gives us this chance to just heat up to right around normal today, have a mix of sun and clouds, and be around 59 at 8 to 73 at noon. High today 81, so those clouds continue to flow in tonight, and then we'll be right around normal lows by tomorrow morning. I do think we'll have a mix of upper 50s to low 60s tomorrow morning, so still on the mild side because that humidity is next to rise, and that's where we get that stray rain to try to develop on the plateau and move east tomorrow afternoon to evening across our area. Scattered storms still on track for early Sunday, looking spotty by the afternoon, but I've still got scattered storms to track at times for next week for you coming up on the CW.
All right, soak up the sun today.
Oh yeah.
That's my plan. Heather, thanks. We're headed over to WBXX, the CW in Knoxville. Have a good Friday.